about a white bean and chicken chili for your family? That sounds like that might be delicious this morning. So we're going to make it this morning. Lee Clayton Roper back with us this morning from Well Seasoned Kitchen. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Tom. Thanks for having me back.
So we have all this stuff laid out here and got some great ingredients. Where do we start?
The first place that we're going to start is with some boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
Now, it's interesting you're using thighs here. You say some people think the thigh is not as healthy a cut.
That's right, and they think, oh, well, I have to have chicken breast because that's better for me. And it's really, there's very small difference in the two. Chicken thighs are just slightly few more calories and a little bit more in terms of its fat content, but it's still quite healthy for you and much healthier than putting beef into this recipe.
This looks like this would take me an hour to cut these thighs into these nice little edible bits here.
There's a trick to this, and I was just talking to Tom, explaining to you that I learned this kind of by accident one time because I had some chicken thighs in the freezer and I took them out and I didn't leave quite enough time and I was getting anxious to get going. So I started slicing them and chopping them up when they were partially frozen.
So they would thaw more quickly?
Right, I thought it would thaw more quickly, but what I learned is it slices much easier and much quicker.
So cut them mid-thaw, they will thaw faster, but also much easier to carve up.
Exactly, it doesn't get kind of as sloggy as you were describing it earlier. So
yeah.
It's much easier and quicker.
All right, let's get to cooking.
Okay, so we've got our chopped chicken thighs here, and basically if you want to take this is garlic powder, and just sprinkle it all over there. Yeah, pretty much everything that's in that jar.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah, because
plenty of garlic, I love that.
We're doing half a recipe here, so that would be a half a teaspoon of garlic, and that's about what I have in that jar.
So I season that and a little of the stove.
Yeah, and then we're just going to take the pepper. This is ground white pepper.
Okay.
We're going to do the same thing and then just sprinkle it all over. And then if you want to just get your hands in there and toss it around.
I get to moosh it up.
Moosh it up and then throw it in here. We've got some vegetable oil heating in this pan.
Okay. Pretty high heat?
About medium to medium high.
We'll
sort of depends on your stove. Yeah, just enough. And
you know, we're going to have a pet in a minute. They're going to love my hands.
And I have a towel ready for you right here.
Okay. So we have the chicken.
Here you go.
Oh, wait, thank you.
And then we just take this. This is such an easy recipe. It's like all of the recipes in our cookbook, A Well Seasoned Kitchen, that I wrote together with my mom. This is actually one of her recipes. You just take this, stir it up, cook it in here for 3 minutes.
Right.
And then once it's been cooking for 3 minutes, then we're going to put in the rest of the ingredients.
Well, let's talk about the other ingredients as well, because I always see these and I always think, you know, the recipe looks great. If everything's cut up, it's easy to make. If the chicken is easy to cut up, this one is pretty easy to make, isn't it?
There's only 2 more things we have to chop.
Okay.
And everything else is ready to go.
All right.
So once this is going to cook for a few more minutes, and then we're going to put in some Great Northern beans.
Okay. You've drained those? I
have drained and rinsed these, but you don't have to for this recipe. It's kind of your choice which way you want to do it. Some recipes you want to do that. The sauce will just make it a little bit thicker, so it changes the consistency, and it also adds a little bit more salt.
Okay, what else would be going in here once that chicken?
Okay, then once the chicken's done, then we're going to put in a can of diced green chilies, some cream of chicken soup, and a little bit of pickled jalapeno juice. So the sliced jalapenos in the jar, you're just going to use the juice. How much of that? You put in about 3 tablespoons, but it's to taste. No, yeah, about 3 tablespoons for a full recipe, for half that for this. And then we've got chopped onion. Okay. And chicken broth. Okay. And then I want to show you a little trick here with cilantro. Another carving trick, okay. Another carving trick. First thing is with cilantro or parsley, anything that comes in a bunch like this is how I like to store it. Put it in a short glass with water, put it in your refrigerator just like this. It'll last for weeks. And stay fresh for sure. You will use it up before it goes bad. Wow, okay. And then the second thing I like to do is chopping. This is my trick. You just take the whole bunch, put it flat on your cutting board, kind of bunch it together, and then just start slicing off the top. Work from the stems, or in towards the stems. Exactly, and you can go pretty much all the way down, and then you get it off, and then once you get it off, you just take it, bunch it up. Almost roll it and then slice it. Roll it and slice it up like this. A couple of times as well. A couple of times, and then you're done, but it's the easiest way to slice it. Another way you can do it is with scissors. Oh, okay. And snip it off, but if you want to do, like for this one, we only need a couple tablespoons to throw in here, but it calls for about a half a cup, I think, to garnish with when you're done. So you can chop really quickly the whole bunch this way. I know it's going to be delicious, but it's a simple recipe, and if you can make the carving of the chicken and the cilantro easy, you've really made it into a really delicious meals in minutes. Perfect for this time of year as well. One of those hearty, delicious foods that you can use in the cooler weather. Exactly. The weather's changing. And once you get this chicken cooked, you add everything else all at once. Well, let's look at that. I mean, that's the
final product, and I can see you garnished it with, looks like some, what kind of cheese is that?
That's shredded mozzarella cheese, sour cream, some cilantro, and I did garnish it with a little piece of pickled jalapeno pepper, which if you just want to add a little more kick or not, that's up to you.
As always, the recipe is going to be in the recipes section of Daybreak on our website at kwgn.com. Make sure you check it out. We always love it when you come in and show us something. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Lee Clayton Roper from A Well-Seasoned Kitchen this morning.